Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. Well, we've had the most crazy weather for third week in November. We're out the other side temporarily. So we had loads of freezing weather where that killed off a lot of the stuff in the garden that was hanging on in there because we'd had an unseasonably mild autumn up until that point. So we had a series, maybe even up to a week of really frosty weather, getting down to -4 overnight, sometimes not even getting above freezing during the day. Yesterday we woke up to it was sleet, but I would say it's three-quarters snow type sleet rather than the sort of half and half or mostly rain with little bits of snow in. So it did lay, but it didn't take long before what would have been quite a thick carpet of snow turned to slush. And slush is just horrible in my eyes. Snow is lovely, clean and deep and crisp and even, as the song goes. But when it's slush, it's just everything gets manky. It's cold. It stains your shoes. When you're walking around, if you're walking around in the sort of pavements that have been, where the roads have been gritted, and it's just horrible. So yeah, that was pretty manky weather. And then overnight we had tons of rain. So this morning, no trace of slush, all gone. And actually the temperature has increased by about, 7 or 8 degrees C. So yesterday we were at the sort of 3 degrees, now we're around about 9 or 10, which is wonderful. So I'm going to get some stuff done in the garden today, yay! Because yesterday it was a case of just checking the chickens were okay and the quail were okay, and then doing stuff indoors, which for me involved painting, because we're doing some renovations and some decorations, so at least I didn't feel guilty about not being out in the garden. I actually got stuff done indoors. And I plan to do more of that later on today as we'll lose the light outside. But anyway, I'm out here to do some more stuff because actually come later on today and tomorrow, we're going to get 40-mile-an-hour winds. So I'm not going to be doing much out here then. Then I think we get to a sort of settled period where we're 7, 8, 9 degrees C during the day and not getting below 2 or 3 at night, which is good, which is, very acceptable in my eyes. So anyway, that's your weather report here in central Scotland. Let's see what I can get done in the garden today. Right, I'm going to start with this bed. This bed in the springtime will have lots of lovely bulbs. Over the summer there were some summer bulbs such as gladioli in there, and there was some sunflowers, and then there was a whole cacophony of other things such as calendula and cosmos and so on. So I'm going to tidy this all. You can see things have died off. They've been dying off over the past few weeks, but yesterday's terrible weather and the frost before that has killed most of it off. So I'm going to get rid of this. I want to get it down to as much of bare soil as I can do. I've actually got some other bulbs I want to try and plonk in here too, to add to the existing daffodils and tulips that are already there. So let's get started. Where's my thingamy-bob? Here it is. May as well try and chop this up now so that when it goes into the compost bin it's a sensible size. Oh, these potentially. I tried to tug this and remove it from the bulb, but it's actually not died back enough. That one needs planted again. So maybe I should just leave these to die back a bit more. Because of course, them dying back enables the goodness to go back into the soil, which is what, or sorry, into the bulb I should say, which is exactly what we want. Now, a large sunflower. There. God, these things are rock hard.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
And the road will be there.
And now there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, storing everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes.
It doesn't look particularly tidy because we still have the gladioli waiting on those to die back, but I can work around them, which is fine. What I am going to do though is there's a little heucherella there. Actually, it's a little heuchera, and I'm just going to dig that out, put it in a pot over the winter because it is little and it'll probably get swamped by the spring bulbs. Just take some of this soil. It literally just lifted out there. So we'll pop it in here. Give it water. This is actually quite dry at the moment. And I will pop this maybe in the polytunnel. And it can overwinter in there and grow a bit stronger. We can pop it somewhere in next year in the spring. Don't even think about it, Dottie. I haven't covered my new strawberry bed yet, or my tidied strawberry bed yet. Don't want the chickens in. So I've got some bulbs here. This is double mixed tulip. This is Flaming Memory tulip, and this is Dutch Master daffodils. Now there's plenty of bulbs in this bed, and I'll need to be careful when I'm planting these ones to make sure that I don't hit any of the others, but because I've grown other things in this bed like the sunflowers and so on, sometimes I find that the bulbs underneath can be a bit damaged, so they won't all necessarily come back up. So I am going to pop in some fresh ones, and then I've got a bag of compost to pop over the top. So I'm just going to pour the bulbs out initially, and then I'll rearrange them a little bit. and then get planting. There we go. Now the good thing about doing it this way is that, as well as planting the bulbs as deep as I can do, now when I put the compost over, that gives it another level of depth, which is great. Now I'm putting these in as deep as I can get them without intentionally damaging what's under here. So that's probably double their depth, double their height at the minute, but that will increase when we get the compost on top as well, which is good. Oakley dokley. Let's get this. It's still a bit cool actually from yesterday's weather. There. This is a pot that had dahlias in. As you can see, the dahlias are now no more. I should have got them out before the frost, so I'm just going to tip this out and see what we have in here, and hopefully I'll be able to rescue these dahlia tubers. Let's see. It's actually frozen. Darn, I cannot do that just now. The pot's still frozen. Yeah. Oh dear, I think maybe we've lost these ones, but we'll see. If we get a little bit more mild weather, then I'll get them out and see if I can get them before they've rotted. Right, some of the plastic has, if we look there, some of the plastic has come away, and you can see some cardboard that I had underneath there. I want to go and secure that to make sure it doesn't, high winds don't blow the plastic even more. Plus, I want to keep that ground covered so that the dreaded ivy doesn't get some light and decide it wants to come out to play. So I'll get some staples and get them in. Now, this is going to be the laugh, actually getting up there without damaging it or myself, because it's a bit slippy. Whoop. Excellent. Also excellent. Magic. Okay. Actually, there's one here. Don't know what that came out of, but we'll pop it in there. There. Hey. Done. These are the staples that I'm using. I think they're 12 inches. Is that 12 inches? Or is that 6 inches? You can see what size it looks like compared to my hand. But it's nice, it's long enough to get deep through the cardboard that's underneath this plastic and into the ground underneath. So they're a nice size actually. My lovely lettuce that was actually doing so well has succumbed in this cold weather. That's a shame. I was really growing it for the chickens to have a munch on and the quail, but I wasn't quick enough in pulling it out. Darn. I've got 4 of these little round metal green beds, and they had lots and lots of flowers in them through the summer. A whole variety of flowers. What did we have? Nicotiana, which only died off when we had the frost 2 days ago. Nicotiana, cosmos, calendula, poppies, cornflowers, and a host of other things. So I actually didn't get the metal beds until part of the way through the season. So initially I just had some wire mesh around these beds. So if we look inside, the level of the compost or level of the ground is much lower than the bed itself. But my plan is to clear out the flowers, top up with compost, and then grow lots of different flowers in there next year. And I also have a set of nice new plant supports that hopefully will fit in these nicely. I got them as an early Christmas present from hubby. I'll show you those just in a tick. But let's get this bed cleared. I don't have the compost to top it up with yet, but I'll get the bed cleared and then we'll have a look at the supports that I got. And I think I'm going to sit down on the job this time, because I can. There. There's all sorts of supports that I've used in here for the various heights of flowers. They're all a bit a mishmash. Some of these I'll leave in because they're actually perennial. Of course, the question is, what actually is it? What was this? Oh, I don't know. Oh dear. I'll show you it in a tick. Right. What does that look like? It'll probably come to me. What could it be? Cornflower? Would cornflower still be alive? I don't know. Answers in a postcard. And we'll see. I'll leave it for now anyway. Oops. Now, as for the supports, let's see, here's one. So here it is. It's an intentionally rusty circular support that, yes, excellent, should fit rather nicely into the beds. How does that look? I think that looks not bad. So that'll act as a nice support for some of the taller growing flowers. You know, they are beautiful in their own right, but once we get the flowers in here, they're going to continue to look quite nice, as well as being really functional. So thank you very much, Tom. I'm loving this Christmas present. And the reason I got it early is that he had to buy them early because they were in the sale in October time. So I told him about them and said, look, they're on sale just now. So he said, well, okay, I'll get them and you can have them early. Right, that's all 4 of these beds done. And they all have the little supports in. In case you're wondering, these are the supports from Agri Frames drum plant support, 65 centimetres by 50 centimetres rustic. So that's what these are. There's a couple of things left in some of the beds. There's a hollyhock there that did a bit of flowering this year, but hopefully it will flower next year again. A couple of seedlings there. Don't know what they are. We'll keep an eye on them unless someone can let me know. Then there's an astrantia that I had in here for its first year. It looks a bit bedraggled, but hopefully it will come back nice and strong next year. This one doesn't have anything in at the moment. And then there's the other mystery plant here. That I can't quite remember what that is. I'm sure it's some sort of perennial flower, but I can't remember. I'll maybe try taking a photograph of it and see what Google says. If I do, I'll let you know.
A significant light, just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same.
Yeah, I'm rather chuffed at what I've got done this morning. A bit hot actually, which is surprising at this time of year. A bit layered, but yeah, that's a few jobs well done. Well, I'd love to hear what you're doing in your gardens at the moment. But I think I'll finish the video up for now. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And I'd love it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. That would really help me out to grow the channel and to reach more audience. For now though, I will say bye-bye. Bye for now.